Saturday morning, sweet Monday.
What's up, everyone? We will get back to Pokemon team training in just a little bit. I wanted to try something different today, and for those that don't know, I'm a huge football fan, and while I'm not supremely great at Madden, it's still a game I unfortunately play more often than I probably should. So for this, I decided, let's see what would happen if the league just got rid of all the starting quarterbacks, or if all the good quarterbacks just suddenly went on strike. So no Patrick Mahomes, no Tom Brady, heck, not even Mitch Trubisky is gonna be in this one. I think it's all quarterbacks I took out. If they are above a 75, they are not in this game anymore. Make Phillip Rivers not the starter. Instead, it's going to be Jacoby Brissett. And on the Cowboys, they have Ben DiNucci. Dolphins, Josh Rosen. Gonna go in alphabetical order. The Bears have Nick Foles. They might have the best chance, actually. The Bengals, Colin Kaepernick. That could be really interesting, but might mess up the integrity of what I'm trying to do here. Bills, they have Matt Barkley. I don't know Matt Barkley. Broncos, Drew Lock, so he's still a starter. The Browns have Case Keenum. I guess they signed him. I didn't even know. Maybe they should sign him in Madden. I don't know. Blaine Gabbert for the Bucks. Blake Bortles for the Arizona Cardinals. The Chargers have Justin Herbert. No surprise there. Matt Moore for the Chiefs. Colts, Jacoby. Jalen Hurts, of course, for the Philadelphia Eagles. Matt Schaub, old Texans quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons. I think he retired last year. Nick Mullins for the 49ers. Colt McCoy for the Giants. That's so weird. The stash is still playing in Jacksonville. Joe Flacco for the Jets. Chase Daniel for the Lions. Jordan Love on the Packers. Will Greer on the Panthers. Brian Hoyer back on the Patriots, of course. Marcus Mariota, he's still in LA, or Las Vegas rather. John Wolford for the Rams. RG3 for the Ravens. Dwayne Haskins for the football team. Taysom Hill for the Saints, which I guess was the IRL plan until what's-his-face came along. Geno Smith for the Seahawks. Mason Rudolph for the Steelers. AJ McCown for the Texans. Paxton Lynch made a roster. That's surprising. The fact that he's fourth string is even worse. AJ McCarron, I guess. I don't know him. Cole McDonald for the Titans. Sean Mannion for the Vikings. And that is it. Oh my God. Oh, so many. Props if you stuck around. I actually have to get rid of Colin. As much as I do want to see him play, he is too OP in Madden for me to have him in this experiment. So instead of Kaepernick, they have Ryan Finley at quarterback. I think he actually played for the Colts for 1 year. I think he played for Arizona too. I think he actually played in, it might not be him, but I think it's him. I think he's known for being part of the worst quarterback game of all time. So not super hopeful over in Cincinnati. So simulating through the first season, we have the 49ers in first place, 8-0, followed by the Bills at 6-2, the Bears at 7-1. This is for the whole NFL, of course. Chargers 6-2, Browns 6-2, Packers 5-2, Raiders 5-2. Where are my Colts at? Well, that's not a good sign. They're not even doing better than 4-3. Uh-oh. No! My Colts are 2-5. Same with Jacksonville. Maybe I can get a weak division and we can sneak into the playoffs somehow. 49ers, of course, 8-0. Bears 7-1. Bears are doing really good. Packers 5-2. Cowboys 5-3. Bucks 5-3. Saints 4-3. And the football team 4-3. So kind of surprising in the NFC. So we're just going to go ahead and simulate to the playoffs and see what happens then. It does not appear we made the playoffs, unfortunately. It is what it is. It looks like we have the Bills came in first place in the AFC. No surprise there with the San Francisco 49ers first in the NFC. The Browns came in second place. The Chargers made the playoffs. The Titans. The Patriots got back. They did horrible. I guess they didn't do horrible. They just did bad last season. I think they were 7-9, which is the first losing season I've ever seen out of the Patriots. The Bears made the second seed. The Rams made the 7th seed. Washington football team's the 3rd seed. That's a big surprise. And then, the Cowboys and Saints are usually in the mix, so that's not a huge surprise there to me. Packers as well. All right, with the conclusion of the wild card round, the Browns won a playoff game. Then again, I guess they did win last season, so good for them. They beat the Chargers, the Titans over the Pittsburgh Steelers, Oakland over New England. That's always a good thing because I'm an Indianapolis fan. The Saints beat the Cowboys. That's just some unfortunate Dallas luck. The Bears beat the Rams, so sad news for LA, unfortunately. They are out of the playoffs first round. Football team won a game. They beat the Packers and Jordan Love. So now we have the Bills taking on Oakland, the Browns taking on the Titans, San Francisco against New Orleans, and Chicago against Washington. Jumping forward, Buffalo was able to take down Oakland, the Browns over Tennessee, the Saints disappoint San Francisco's amazing season, and then unfortunately the Cinderella team was decimated by the Bears. So we're either going to have the biggest underdog, one of the two biggest underdogs in the AFC, go against, I definitely wouldn't say historically either the Bears or Saints are underdogs, but they've definitely had unfortunate luck when it comes to the playoffs, at least in the last 20 years. And the Browns were able to take down Buffalo by 12 points. And Chicago came out over New Orleans by 1. Oh man, these would have been good sims to watch. Unfortunately, it just, maybe next time. If you guys enjoy this kind of video, give me advice how to do these in the comments. Do you want me to go over more stats? Do you want me to pull up every little detail? Or do you want to just go through it quick like this and just have a good little ride? So for the Super Bowl, I will actually watch a little bit of the end game. We have one of my favorite quarterbacks, Nick Foles, going up against Case Keenum. Case Keenum, I don't think he's bad. I think he's maybe mid-tier. You could upgrade, but you could definitely do worse. Nick Foles, on the other hand, he has like a legendary story, especially because my stepfather is from Philadelphia. I actually drove to my mom's house to watch the Super Bowl, the Eagles against the Patriots, when Tom Brady was still up in New England. So of course, I actually really like Tom Brady now as just a football fan. I've more gravitated away from being a local team fan to just being a fan of the sport in general. My stepfather, however, is a little bit set in his way in not liking Tom Brady because he beat us so much in the Peyton Manning days. So he didn't think Philadelphia had a chance on winning that game. And I always tell people, look, all it comes down to is men on a field at the end of the day. That's how upsets happen. Don't get me wrong. I cannot personally step on a basketball court with Shaq and expect to win unless maybe he has a heart attack or something. And then I would be polite enough to stop the game. But when it comes to professional athletes, there are definitely advantages and disadvantages, but at the end of the day, you're just all people going to work, and sometimes crazy things happen, and that game was one of them. It was one of the best Super Bowls I've ever seen. It was exciting. It came down to the last drive. They were able to force a fumble on Tom Brady. We were thinking he's going to lead him back. It was crazy. And with the kickoff, Chicago is going to take it out and get past the 25 to about the 26. And I'm not going to playcast this whole game, shoutcast this whole game or anything, but I'm gonna look at the first drive or so. We're gonna simulate a little bit, and then if it's close near the end, we're gonna watch and I'll do a little more commentary. So right off the bat, Foles is gonna line back in the shotgun formation. This means usually a pass, sometimes they run a draw like they did now, and he's gonna stay in that formation. So looks like 3 receivers and a tight end. Tight end's gonna stay back to block. He's going to pass it short and maybe get about 2 yards. Again, lined up at the shotgun, no halfback in the backfield. He's going to draw back and fire it short again to the same location. He's going to pick up the first down. So they got it about their own 38-yard line now. So things are going good early for Chicago. They did not score on the opening drive. Actually, a few drives later, Cleveland back-to-back scores. Chicago's able to return it though, so we'll see what happens though as we approach the fourth quarter. Cleveland takes a 14-point lead, immediately answered. So now with 5 minutes remaining, it is a 1-score game. I believe Cleveland now has the ball. So we're going to watch, see what happens. We jumped in at the end of the drive. They're punting. So Chicago can actually take possession and tie this game up. Might send it into overtime. Except they just had the worst return. He gets stuffed. I'm surprised he didn't fumble. So Nick Foles is 24 of 35, 217 yards today, 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. So Nick is playing pretty good, especially considering that he's not really considered to be a starting quarterback. Then again, that's the point of this simulation. He's probably one of the best non-starters in the league. And I think Case Keenum is actually a starter, but his overall was low enough to make it into this experiment. Still rocking that shotgun, got one guy in the back, so they might do another draw here. I doubt it, but it's always possible. And he's gonna become a receiver. He's gonna throw it to the halfback, and it's gonna fall incomplete. Very unfortunate. It looked like he had him open, and they just messed it up. Third down. Very similar place, throws it to the exact same place, but incomplete. Fourth down. 4 minutes and some change remaining. They might go for it, they might punt. I could see him trying to, which they are going to punt. Probably not a bad idea since they're still in their own territory. And that was not a good punt. That was not good at all. Better than a touchback? I don't know. I was spoiled. We had Pat McAfee for so many years, and Sanchez isn't too bad on the Colts either. So Cleveland has the opportunity to put a big dent in this. I have a feeling they're just going to do a bunch of runs up the middle, though. And they're going to start out with one run up the middle. They get stuffed. I don't know if they lost any yards there or not. I think they actually gained 1. So 2nd and 9. It looks like they're lined up for yet another run. And they do. He goes back for a loss. Cleveland, what are you doing? I hate it when teams do this. They start playing conservatively, and it doesn't work out a lot. So at this point in the game, at least in my opinion, Chicago's going all out. They know it's now or never. So they're sending more people than they normally would at them. And they're going to finally pass it, going way long and incomplete. They take nearly no time off the clock, maybe a minute, and they're going to punt it at 4th and 12. That's going to get to about the 45, and he's going to go down instantly again. So they're going to have it about midfield with 3 minutes left to tie the game. Everybody has all their timeouts, so a lot can still happen. All right, first pass right off the bat. Nick Foles throws for about 9 yards. Going to be 2nd and inches. Still lined up in the shotgun. Defense looks like they're in a quarter. They're playing for coverage. Passed right down the middle to the open receiver. Not playing man-to-man. That was a really good gain. They got to the 26-yard line now. 2 minutes and about 40 seconds remaining. Foles lined back to pass. Took all the time in the world to snap that. Throws down the middle again. Gets about 7 yards. They might let this go down to the 2-minute warning just to get that out of the way. They might play this as the last possession of the game, and it looks like they're going to do that. So right now it appears Chicago's playing for overtime. Lined back to pass again. Foles throws down the middle. Incomplete. 3rd and 2. They might actually try to run this one because it is so close, and they don't. They elect to pass. He throws it. Looks like he has it. But he doesn't! He dropped it! How did he drop that? Madden, what are you doing? On the replay, he gets it. I mean, animations, man. The character just drops dead and the ball falls out even though it was in his arms. That's awful. So 4th and 2, now or never, and they're gonna run it this time, but he's stopped 1 yard short. Browns will take over with under 2 minutes remaining, but Chicago does have all their timeouts. I'm not gonna get into the math. There is still a possibility of them getting this ball back, especially if the Browns continue to play as they have been. But they run it up the middle, and no, they're just making me look stupid. They had some success there, but one play isn't going to win the game, so they're lined back in a shotgun now. I am calling a draw right here and now, and it is. And he's going to run it and get a first down. That might just about do it, which is disappointing to me because as awesome it is to see the Browns win anything, I wanted my guy Nick Foles, but as long as they keep their hands on the ball, there's not a lot Chicago can do. I think there's a minute 26 remaining. That means there's 86 seconds left. They can drain 40. Best case scenario now for Chicago, they get the ball back with like a second remaining after a punt, of course. And now it's going to be a first down, but a flag. What will the flag be? Could it be a holding or a roughing face mask? It will be a holding against the offense. So that ball is going to come back. The clock will stop, and it'll be 2nd down, so there's still not too much that can be done by Chicago to keep the clock from draining, and he's just going to get the first down anyway. That will do it. Congratulations to the fictional Cleveland for winning the Super Bowl. Once we got rid of all the great quarterbacks, it was easy for you guys. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the last great Cleveland quarterback. And the last decent one I can remember was Tim Couch. And that was, golly, I don't even know, in the early 2000s. And ever since then, just no luck, man, with, what's-his-face, Baker, I don't remember his name. Whoever you got now, Bake something, the Bakeman. He seems promising, but again, hasn't proven to be elite. So let's get out of reality, enjoy this victory, Cleveland, and let's see what happens a little bit down the road here. So just for fun, we're going to look to see who won the last few Super Bowls. The Bills finally got one. The Bills were notorious for way back when. They went 0 for 4 in 4 straight Super Bowls. I think that might have been in the days of Jim Kelly. I'm not sure. But congrats to them. They actually were able to disappoint Chicago. The Chargers, LA got a Super Bowl over, unfortunately, the Broncos, because I kind of like the Broncos and don't much care for LA. The Cowboys finally get one. They won one over the previous champs a few years ago, at least, the Browns. What's happening? The Minnesota Vikings over the Baltimore Ravens. The Jacksonville Jaguars over the Giants? Sorry, I'm getting way too eccentric. Unfortunately, the Giants are becoming the new Bills. They lost 2 in a row there. Cincinnati winning one. Cincinnati over Atlanta. Atlanta's just cursed. And my Colts! Colts beat the Bucks. Take that, Hugo! My friend Hugo lives in just outside of Tampa, so I'm gonna go ahead and rub that in his face because why not? But that'll be the end of this video. I had a lot of fun making it. A little too much fun, probably, doing this commentary over it. But you guys take care. I will catch you next time, and go whichever sports team you prefer.